Hello, I'm back with another quick review. These are two knockoff figures that I recently ordered through eBay. Okay, see the first issue with one of them. They're both surprisingly good. So of course I've got the Senate Commando, this one here on the left, the blue one, and just a normal Shore Trooper on the right. So I'll start with the Shore Trooper, just move this guy to one side, hopefully he doesn't fall. So, Shore Trooper, unfortunately I don't have one to compare him to, a new one or even an old one. I only have what I've seen on YouTube reviews, and so far it appears to be pretty much identical. I think maybe the weathering is slightly different between this one and the official one, but other than that it's almost identical. Let's move this a bit closer. So, starting with the helmet, it's accurate, it's spot on from what I can tell. The only one issue with the helmet is the ball joint in here. You'll see it doesn't quite like to slide as nicely as maybe an official one would. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue. The ball itself, you can probably see it a bit better there, but it's a bit off center. Obviously moving the helmet, you can kind of fix that. And other than that, you know, that's obviously something you can't see. It looks good. The arms work well. They move up and slide under the shoulder, under the armor. One issue is paint apps on some of them. Now this could just be mine, but you can't really complain when it's a knockoff figure and it has slight, like tiny paint mishaps like this. The torso, so this ball joint in here is very stiff. It's a bit better now. I've actually put these under hot water so you can see there's a bit of wet still on there and the Senate guard's fallen over. But yeah, this is still quite stiff actually. Yeah, I mean, once you get it in its position, it's not going to move. It looks good. I think maybe the weathering on the arm, I don't remember seeing anyone sort of have a Shore Trooper that looked like this. Maybe this is something that they've done, but it looks like a dark wash has been put over it, which is pretty cool. It does look a bit custom made. Yeah, you see the paint apps there, they've just missed the buttons on the ammo pouches. But other than that, there's not really much different. These are different colours, the lower part of the leg and obviously like the bum and the upper thigh, that's a different colour to this leg, but you can't really notice when it's covered by these side pieces here. The legs seem fine. These again have that dark wash over them. I'll probably do an update to these when I get my archive collection Shore Trooper and just compare weathering mainly, because I imagine the sculpt is going to be very much the same. Because my theory on these is that they are recycled sculpts. And the final sort of issue, or maybe the second, third issue, is these feet are very fragile. They remind me of the Luke Skywalker Squawker figure, but they were sort of, the pin is at the very end of the foot, Unfortunately, when it's a knockoff, it just means it's very fragile and a bit loose. This guy stands a lot better than... stands a lot better than the Senate Commando. But for a knockoff, and for £10.49, you honestly can't complain at the quality of figure you're getting, especially when the weathering just looks so nice, in my opinion. I can see how you could get this and go, oh, it looks a bit sort of painted on, a bit messy, a bit watercolory, but in my opinion, it just looks kind of chalky and nice. Very sandy and fits in with Scarif. So that's that guy. Stand him up here. He's less likely to fall over. And I'll move on to my Senate Commander. So start with the head. This guy's pretty good. You see where there's some paint apps again that aren't quite put on properly. But you're paying £10.49 for a figure that doesn't come in a box and is sent from China. So you're not expecting amazing quality. You see there's a bit of a chip actually at the top there that you can't notice. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to notice these inaccuracies with your bare eyes. Looking at it through like a detailed camera, you can really pick up on some of the imperfections. But yeah, the helmet I think overall is pretty good. Accurate colour. Again, I don't have a authentic one of these to compare it to, but from what I've seen, this is pretty spot on. Obviously, it has softgoods cape. And when this guy was advertised on eBay and even on AliExpress, they just sort of showed him in this position, and I was very wary. That it would just be like a block body underneath. There would be no articulation, no actual arms or legs. But luckily, he does have a body under there, and it's actually a pretty good one. So you'll see it's pretty similar to, well, it's identical to the red Emperor's Guards. He did come with a pistol actually, which I thought was quite cool. Another thing I should add with this guy is that he didn't come with a weapon. This guy did. He does have a bigger rifle. The authentic version does, rather. This guy did not come with that. He just comes with the small pistol. So, but yeah, the colour's spot on. As for articulation, that's pretty good. It goes up quite high. It doesn't feel stiff at all, this one. This one feels almost legit, authentic. The only thing that sort of puts me off thinking that it is an authentic figure, or would put me off if I didn't already know that it was a knockoff, is that these wrists are really loose. And as well as that, obviously the helmet paint. You wouldn't expect that with a Hasbro quality figure. The legs as well, when I got them out of the bag, because they came in little baggies, it was very bowed. It still sort of is now, but I put it under hot water just to straighten it out. Another thing as well, this cape might look a bit darker on camera than it actually is, and that's just because it's still damp, it's still drying. Whenever I get these from China, I like to sterilize them, sort of put them in boiling water, just because they're not produced in a factory that sort of has the regulations and controls that a lot of licensed companies do. So these guys could be made with a lot of other things at the same time, and I just think it's safer to wash them before touching, really, moving them about too much. So yeah, the legs, armor looks pretty good. These pegs that actually hold the knees in place, they're quite low into the sculpt, quite deep into the sculpt rather. So I'm not sure if that might be why they were bowed. You can see there as well. And you've got the same sort of depth going into the knee joint. Well, I mean, the detail, you can see where they've painted on the buckles on the legs, and even the slight colour difference is quite impressive for, again, a £10.50 figure. You're really getting a pretty good quality figure for what you're paying. Other than that, the only real issue I have with this guy at the minute is that he doesn't like to stand very well. Let's see, just focusing on my hand, not the figure. He just doesn't like to stand. I'm not sure if it's to do with the way these feet are put into this figure, but again, he suffers the same issue as the Shore Trooper in that the peg for the feet are right at the front of the foot. So it's quite hard to move it and get it to stay. If you want it up there, it just slowly moves back. But no, I just thought I'd get a quick video out on these two, as before I bought these I was looking on YouTube to see if there's anything about them. They seemed fairly new, but there was nothing. So I thought if my video is the first, maybe it'll get other bigger creators to invest in some of these guys and do comparisons to other knockoffs. But they're pretty good in my opinion, and this guy in particular is very expensive on the secondary market, so getting something that's close enough in quality for a quarter of the price is a win in my eyes. This guy, however, was a bit more of an experiment. I do have one of these coming, and I'll probably get more when the official ones come out, but I just wanted to see the difference between them and compare. But no, other than that, that's this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.